There are three Capital One Venture cards. Should you get one of them? So we have the Venture X, the Venture, and the VentureOne card. There's really only one of them that I recommend getting. Stick around to the end to find out which one. First, we're gonna go through the benefits of each of the three cards. Then of course, I have a nerdy analysis that I put together in a Google Sheet. But by going through this analysis, I think it's gonna be really, really clear the winner between the three cards. And yeah, if you wanna find out more about any of these cards or anything else we talk about in today's video, check out the description below. But with all that said, let's hop on the computer and check out the cards. Starting off, we have the VentureOne. There's no annual fee. On all of your spending, you get 1.25 miles per dollar spent on all of your purchases, except for hotels and car renters booked through Capital One Travel. You're gonna see that all of them have some type of benefit like this. The main thing we're gonna focus on is 1.25 points per dollar. Then the welcome bonus, so you'll earn 20,000 bonus miles if you spend $500 within 3 months. There's a 0% APR offer for the first 15 months on purchases and balance transfers. As I said, no annual fee. And if we scroll down further, you're gonna see that there's no real large benefits here. So no foreign transaction fees, redeem for travel, redeem with the race. Those are the main benefits of the VentureOne card. Now let's see how that compares to the Venture card. This card does have a $95 annual fee, but you get 2 miles per dollar spent as opposed to 1.25. It has the same 5 miles per dollar for hotels or rental cars booked through Capital One Travel. The welcome bonus though is quite a bit higher, but the spending threshold is a lot higher. Instead of $500 of spend, you need to spend $4,000 within the first 3 months, but you get 75,000 bonus miles instead of 20,000. If we scroll down a little bit further, there are a few other benefits that I want to point out with this card. The first are the lounge visits. You get 2 lounge visits per year, either at one of the Capital One lounges, there's only 2 of those, or the Plaza Premium lounges. So not unlimited access, but you get 2 visits. You also get up to $100 for global entry or TSA PreCheck. TSA PreCheck, for example, you pay renewals of $85 every 5 years. So that ends up being $17 of value per year. Now let's move on to the Venture X card. So if we scroll down a little bit further here, you have the same welcome offer of 75,000 bonus miles if you spend $4,000 within 3 months. Also every anniversary. So every time you pay the annual fee that we'll talk about in a second, you get 10,000 miles added to your account. You have an annual $300 travel credit for purchases made within Capital One's travel portal. You have the same $100 credit for either global entry or TSA PreCheck. So if we scroll down further, you can see this card does have an annual fee of $395, so $300 more than the Venture card. But as far as the miles you're gonna earn with this card, so the same 2x miles on all of your spending, and then you're gonna see for travel purchases, you're gonna earn a bit more. So instead of 5x for hotels or rental cars, through Capital One's travel portal, you earn 10x. And then for flights booked, you also earn 5x miles. There are a few other benefits I wanted to point out. So if we scroll down just a little bit further, so you do get lounge access, either the Capital One lounges, the Plaza Premium lounges, as well as you'll get one of these. So you'll get a priority pass card, and that is unlimited access as opposed to just 2 visits per year as with the Venture card. There are some other things as far as, I think it's called President Circle with Hertz and a few other benefits, but those are the major benefits of this credit card. Now, as promised, let's check out my analysis of the different cards. So the first thing I want to look at is how many miles we're going to earn and what that's worth based on the spending on each of the cards. What I have right now is spending $400 per month on each one of the cards. I'm not including the extra miles for hotels, rental cars, or flights, just the everyday spending on these cards. So with the VentureOne, you earn 1.25 miles per dollar spent. And with the Venture or Venture X, you're getting 2 miles per dollar spent. There are a bunch of ways to earn 1 penny per mile. According to the points guy, it's worth more than that though. He values a mile from Capital One as worth 1.85 cents. We'll look at it in both scenarios. So this right here, we have them valued at 1 cent. And then along the side here, we have the 1.85 cents. So the annual value of spending $4,800 on each one of the cards is as follows. So $60 for the VentureOne and $96 for either the Venture or the Venture X card, valuing them at 1 cent. If we say they're worth 1.85 cents, you have $111 for the VentureOne and $178 in value for the Venture or the Venture X card. Now, where things really change for me is the additional value you get with each one of the cards. So with the VentureOne card, I have no additional value that you're getting by having this card. With the Venture card, you're visiting lounges twice. I'm saying $20 per visit. You can make up whatever number you want here. And if you use TSA PreCheck, for example, it's $17 per year of value. So the total additional value for the Venture card is $57. So if we go through kind of the entire analysis for the annual value here, so the value for the VentureOne, we have $60. So the net value that I have is less the annual fee. So there's no annual fee here. So whatever you earn goes right in your pocket, $60 or $111, depending on the value of the miles. And then for the Venture, we have $58. So we have $96 plus $57 less the $95 annual fee gives you $58. With the higher mile valuation, you get $140 of value for the Venture. Now let's move on to the VentureX card. So if we look down here at the annual value, I think this is where this card really stands out. So I'm putting $100 of value for lounge access. You can go as many times as you want to the different lounges. You have the same TSA PreCheck of $17. Then you have the travel credit of $300. If we add up the dollar values from each one of those, we already have $417, which is higher than the annual fee of $395. And you're getting 10,000 miles each anniversary. So this is $100 in value at 1 cent per mile, or $185 if you use the Points Guys valuation. So basically, if we look at the total value of spending $400 per month, so there's $96 plus the annual benefits of $517, which is essentially the miles times a cent times 10,000 plus 417 gives you $517. Less the $395, we're at $218 of value. If we take the higher points valuation, we end up with $385 of value over top of paying for the annual fee. So where this card I think makes a ton of sense, if you're using all the benefits like I'm showing here, you're earning hundreds of dollars. And then on top of it, if you're putting a ton of spending on this, so if we say $2,000 per month, you can see the valuations for all of them continue to rise. They're all positive. Where I think this makes a ton of sense and why I like the flexibility here is, so let's just put a really small number here. So let's say $5 per month. Nothing essentially. You put one subscription on this card and that's it. And what are you going to earn? So $1 or so essentially per year for what you're spending. But then if we take a look at the annual benefits, those are still there. So this card is negative. You're losing $37, $36 if with the higher points valuation. This one is still positive, but then also the VentureX card has a positive value. So even if you're like, hey, I don't travel a ton, I don't really think I'm going to give no value to lounge access, I'm going to give no value here, and I only think the points are worth 1 penny. So even if you zero this out, I spend no money on the VentureX card, 1 cent per mile. So you have $400 of annual benefits, $395 annual fee is a positive $5. Another source of value you should be considering is a welcome offer. So with the VentureOne, again, you get 20,000 miles. With the other two, you get 75,000. But keep in mind, 20,000 by spending 500, 75,000 by spending 4,000. If we take the 1 cent valuation, that's $200 or $750. With the Points Guys valuation, we have $370 and $1,388. So as just a comparison, when you're paying for annual fee cards, the high welcome offer you can think of is helping you pay for the annual fee for a couple of years on top of the annual bonuses, the annual points and miles and things you're earning. So for the Venture card at the low valuation, you're essentially getting the first 8 years paid for. The VentureX, which obviously has a higher annual fee, you get 2 years paid for with this valuation, 3.5 years if you take the higher valuation number, and essentially 15 years paid for with the Venture card. So I know we ran through a bunch of stuff here. I thought it would be easier to just quickly put the 3 cards in rank order according to my opinion. So my least favorite would be the venture card because you're not getting a ton of value that's really easy to redeem. So you need to spend enough money on the card every year to make up for the $95 annual fee of having the card open. My second favorite middle of the road card is the card I actually have. So the VentureOne card I've had for, I don't know, a decade now. This card is nice because there's no annual fee. It's easy to get to 20,000 miles. If you redeem them in a high value way, you could potentially earn a little bit more value than a 2% cashback credit card, but you have to work for it to get the 1.85 cents per mile, and then you're getting the 1.25 miles on every dollar you spend. So it's a decent card, but hands down my favorite is the VentureX card because you're getting so much value and you don't even have to use the card for your spending except for book travel once per year, and you use the $300 travel credit and the 10,000 miles to essentially pay for the annual fee, and you wouldn't have to use the card for anything else. But I do think the 2 miles per dollar spent on everything could be better for a lot of people than just a 2% cashback. But if you want to learn more about the VentureX card, I do have a full review video. I'll link to that right here. And if you want to learn about my favorite credit cards, check out the video below. Hope to see you in another video. Bye-bye.